with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. This stream brought to you by Watermelon Chapstick, because it's cold as hell in Alabama. What can I say? Hello, everybody. Wonderful to see you. See, that was a free ad right there for the chapstick people. What is up, everybody? Great to see you. Thank you for being here. I don't know if you could hear me. I don't know if my gear's working. Like, if you could just, I wish you could have been a fly on the wall for the last 45 minutes as I sprinted my little short, chubby tail to get here in time, and I'm here. I cannot hear myself like normal. Like, my gear is like, crapping out. Is that what they said in Jurassic Park? I think that's what they said in Jurassic Park. My gear is crapping out, man. Well, here we are. Oh, I sound just clear, just a little quiet, says Mr. Producer Man. Well, crap. Well, let me see what I can do. I apologize, everybody. I apologize for this. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are going to have some fun tonight. We're going to talk about some spicy things, some good things, some not so good things, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. All right. Is that better? Is that yeah. So it was the gain content creators. It was the gain. I turned the gain down, and because of that, it makes me a little quieter. So yes. I recorded today's video at work. Shh. So my microphone at work is the same microphone, but I turned the settings a little different. So I guess it bled over to my home. Not my home. My home. So here we are. Very, very good. Welcome to Echo Base Network. Tonight we are talking all things entertainment that we love, hold dear, and want to see improve. Yeah, that's what we're doing. There are 4 ways that you could join us and support us here at the channel. You can join our membership tiers. You can join us over on our Patreon page. You can hit up our merch store. I just released a Nelson Peltz Save Disney t-shirt a few days ago that you asked for last week. And any and all super chats we greatly appreciate. Thank you for supporting the channel very, very much indeed. We will have our next episode of the EBN cast tomorrow at 2:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope that you can join us there. I believe the great Robert Meyer Burnett will be in the house with Nick. So, anything could happen, just saying. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for being here at your weekly Thursday night. I'm still used to saying Saturday night. But my brother took Saturday, and I'm very glad because he is rocking and rolling over there. I think he's got a Malcolm X hat on tonight. I can't tell. I can't. He's laughing. I got him. All right, I got him. That's what I'll say about X-Wing. He wears the Malcolm X hat. But it's really an X for X-Wing. But whatever. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring them in. And Nick will be here as soon as he can. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. Oh my gosh, how could I forget the most important thing? Roll call. Welcome. What is going on? Debbie Young is in the house. Analytical is here. Jagar is here. Everscale, Venger, the Best Car Man, James Cocker, Humphrey Bear, Aaron, Bubba Ratliff, Rogue Sarge in the house reporting for duty. Mary Lanning is here. Angelina Serini in the house. Star Wars Mom. We love you, Star Wars Mom. You are the GOAT. Brr. James Cocker is here. What is up, James Cocker? Great to see you. Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan is here. James, my bad. Justin Reynolds is here. Nighthawk in the house is here as well. Great to see you. Lombardi, 1969. He hails all the way from Wisconsin. Spaceship Vampire is among us here. We also have the Beskar Man, Felix Kiros, the moderator of all moderators, here with us as well. Green Lantern 345. What is up, Green Lantern? Great to see you, brother. Daniel Grant, hail, sir. Sparta 300, hail, sir. Harmonic Shredder is in the house with us tonight as well. We also have with us, scrolling, Graph Web. Are you guys going to MegaCon? No, we are going to Icon. Did you see the picture of Valiant Renegade with everybody? Like, what a wee little man. Wee little man. Like Darby O'Gill in the Little People. The Banshee. Okay. All right. Not funny. I know. Hell, I'm little too. That's the first thing X-Wing said to me. You're shorter than I thought. Screw you, creep. I'm 5'9 3/4. Almost 5'10. Whatever. Hadn't grown since I was 12. Let's see. We also have with us Crispy Mofo 1776. Hell yeah. What a name. Crispy Mofo 1776. Penny is here. Powered by Flow is here. The Melvor Transform. Don't roll out. Hang. Be here. Teletran 1. Yeah. Let's see. Daniel Grant also here. Achilles Jones is here. And I believe I got everybody. If I missed somebody, let me know in the comments. Give us a what up. And now I can bring in the team.
What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And real quick, before we get started,
I mean, who plays people's intros to bring them in?
I love it, man. That's dope. That's the best part of this whole show. Is my intro.
It's
I hope
it's
that's
the,
not the best part. Come on, man.
it's the only thing I do well. What is up, everybody? How we doing, gentlemen?
Man,
Good.
it's
Good,
crazy
good.
out here in Cali right now, man. It's raining cats and dogs. And, you know, when a drop of water hits the windshield in California, man, people have lost all sense of reality. They don't know how to drive a car anymore. You know, I've seen so many accidents going down. It's absolutely insane. So, yeah, it was tough getting to and from. But, you know, I made it. Thank goodness.
Well, we are glad that you are here.
Thank
I
you.
still am like, I don't hear myself like normal. Am I still a little lower than normal?
You are. I
little
noticed
bit.
your light started flashing again, but you are still a little
Bah, bah,
lower
bah,
than
bah,
normal.
bah. Light started flashing?
on the mic, on your
Okay.
mic. They started
Mike.
flashing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, freak. Sorry, everybody. Let me fix this. Urgh. Oh my gosh, the gain went down to 15 decibels. That should be different.
Oh wow! See now I can see all the
there we
lights are
go.
going again. See?
Yeah.
That should be different.
Yeah.
Now
That's
we
a
got
lot
you.
better.
Now we got
That should be different. That should be different.
He's on a loop. It's on a bad loop.
Gotcha.
For a second, you did.
Okay. All right. The coffee's good. What can I say?
It's the coffee. We got it.
All right. Let's just jump right in, shall we? Speaking of Crispy Mofo 1776, I have no idea where Nick's at.
I don't know.
It went down again.
It did. It keeps turning itself off.
Can you lock it in?
I think so.
So you use all those fancy settings. I just let it do its own.
Oi,
thing.
oi. Yo, seriously, I was hustling to get here and get set up and everything ready. And now the gear is giving me trouble. So, but I think it's locked in now. So I think we're good. I think we're good. Anyways, everybody, maybe Coach's home is haunted, says Lombardi 1969. It could be. It might be the puppy.
Oh,
I don't know. All right, let's jump right into this. Gentlemen, this is going to be fast moving for all intents and purposes so we could get to the main topic of the night. The way that we set tonight up, everybody, is we are going to go through news like this and kind of shoot on it, get your thoughts and opinions as well. And it's all building up to a big, I say reveal, but things that we already knew about Hollywood. And it is straight up spicy. Hollywood insiders have written, they've remained anonymous, even though the person that they wrote to knows who they are. And someone who we consider a friend to the channel and that we trust. And he's an exceptional talent and creator. And you know who he is. I'll tell you later. But he is giving us some receipts, and it is crazy what is happening. And we just got to buckle down and go to war to save entertainment. It just is what it is. And that's what we'll be talking about here when we get there. To start the show off, how about we hit the super chats, member chats, though?
Let's do it.
All right. Up first, Rogue Sarge. $20. Hello, everyone at EBN. Let's have a great stream tonight. Brother, we're bringing it. We're doing the best that we can. Thank you for your support. We love you, bro. Cannot wait to hang at Icon. And by the way, Bobby, bring your pistol. Because the last time we went to Icon,
Nick went shooting.
Nick, Mexican Iron Man, many people went to the range and fired a little bit. So, like I have to ask Bobby to bring it. You know what I'm saying? Hell, Michael Haven should put Bobby on deadgum security.
Right.
But the security is legit. It is legit. When I looked at William Shatner, my butthole got tight because the way the security looked at me. I was like, And I'm not easily intimidated.
I will say they were a little nervous when we approached Anthony Daniels outside on his break, and it was only because he was okay with it that they permitted us to converse with him for a few minutes. But they were quite vigilant when that happened. So
yeah, they do a good job. All right. Thank you, Bobby. Graf Webb with a $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. It wouldn't be a live stream without hashtag cancel Disney Plus. Might even need to go bigger one day. Hashtag cancel Hollywood. Wait till we're done tonight. Wait till we're done tonight. And Debbie Young has gifted 5 Echo Base Network memberships. So if you received one of those memberships, please give Debbie a big thank you in the chat. Welcome to the Echo Base Network family. And thank you, Debbie, for gifting those memberships. We greatly appreciate it very, very much. Now, what we are going to do, we're going to go right into the first main topic of the night. William Shatner has responded to the European Union's Institute for Gender Equality, suggesting an iconic Star Trek line be changed over gendered language. And you all know the line. I wish I did a good Shatner, or I would do it for you. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Star Trek Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before. They are wanting to remove the word man again. Forever and ever. To totally change the originals. On the original series itself.
Yeah. Because they're already doing this on the newer stuff, right? They're wanting to go back.
Oh, yeah, it's been done.
They're wanting to go back.
Yeah. They're wanting to go back and change TOS. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest shows of all time. I said that like William Shatner, right?
Yeah, close.
Okay. William Shatner, if he was born in Alabama. All right. The phrase was popularized in the introduction to the original Star Trek series. There's a document that shows an example of gendered language with a red X next to it. And Shatner's going to respond to this. And this is a great little opening for tonight's show, honestly, with the things that we're talking about. Here's what he said. You can read it right here. Presentism at work yet again. Why start at Trek? Isn't it better to start at the beginning and redo foundation material, such as the Magna Carta, religious writings, works of Shakespeare, before worrying about a silly TV show opening that reflects social commentary of the time? If people are offended by 6 seconds of dialogue recorded in 1966 without a modicum of understanding of the social issues at the time, there's bigger issues that they need to deal with first, like educating themselves.
That's perfect, man. That's a perfect response.
Yeah. I saw him tweet that. I was like, oh, he's not happy. He's going out for that one. I could tell.
Yeah.
Well, here's the beautiful thing. You don't ever have to second guess Shatner.
Nah.
Because he tells you the first guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
He means what he says, and he'll blast you on Twitter. And guys, I mean, what kind of world are we? They're trying to remove the word men. What?
Oh,
from something that's almost 60 years old.
Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, like, at what point, like he says, why stop there? Why is that the thing they're starting with? Why not go back to, the Bible, or, go back further? I mean, how far back do you want to go to change history? The idea that you can recontextualize and view the world today by changing the past is ludicrous. I just don't understand the thought process. I do, and I'm kind of saving myself for later on because I already know I got a lot that I want to say later on down the line.
Where we're headed tonight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I got a lot to say, but it's just ridiculous that this stuff even comes up, like at some point in time, give it a break, it just makes absolutely no sense. It's ridiculous.
Well, and Green Lantern 345 just said exactly what I was going to say. Just another reason why buying physical media is so important.
Yep.
right? Whether
Yep.
it be books, whether it be movies, whether it
Yeah.
be
Right.
whatever it might be. Here we go again.
And speaking
Right.
of, if I'm not mistaken, TOS just came out in 4K.
Yes. Yes. At least
So
the movies did. I don't know if they went back to the original
no, the
series.
show. The
Oh, I
show
don't.
is out. The first
Oh,
3 seasons.
okay. Sure. I
Why
knew
did
they
you make
did the
that
movie.
face? Is that
I knew they
is that
did the movies. I didn't know that they could go back and do the show because of the way that it was originally shot. But it's possible.
I'm looking it up right now. I swear to you, I saw it. Maybe I didn't. Oh crap.
They made a big
Oh,
hoopla
crap.
on the movies. That's the only reason why I know, because people were upset because they had just bought special editions and done all this, and then all of a sudden they come out in 4K again.
Oh,
Right.
oh, piss. I think I was wrong. Oh well. All right. Well, look. Surely to goodness it's out on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah. I
Okay,
think
it's out
it
on Blu-ray.
exists. It exists in a better format than VHS for sure, right? But it's just
Yeah.
they're limited as how far they
Well,
can
it's
take.
definitely worth having. I went back and watched the original series 2 years ago.
Mm.
I hadn't watched it. I hadn't watched the original series since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I had so much fun. And I look, Mexican Iron Man is our resident Star Trek expert, and I would call him after a few episodes and be like, "Oh my gosh." And I could just sit there and binge show after show after show. We cannot let them change anything in these IPs that we love from back in the day, especially the historic ones, the cornerstones of fandom and entertainment,
Yeah.
without raising hell.
Oh, we got to raise it. We got to raise the roof, man. At this point in time, it's getting out of control. It's really bad right now. I don't think entertainment's been in a worse spot than where it's at right now. In 2024, it hasn't been this bad. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. It seems like we're just going down further into darkness at this point.
Oh,
Jeez.
so you know what? Here's the thing. I hate to be all gloom and doom. It's never going back. The times that our generation grew up in, we're never going back.
That's true.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
And look, it's an unstoppable movement. All we could do is fight and slow it down. But those ideologues are out of their mind. And they're eventually going. Look, I mean, look at everything that they've done. They're eventually going to get their way. We're headed there. We're headed there. There'll always be a space for people like us. There always will be.
Oh yeah.
But there's never going to be some golden age of whatever you want to call it. Reason, conservatism. I don't know what you want to, whatever, fill in the blank. Okay.
Old fashionism is what they call it.
There you
now.
go.
Some
There you
people
go. And I would like to think we'll eventually circle back. That's what you could do a lot of times, as trends are happening. If you hold on long enough, one day you might just be back in style because things circle back.
Right.
But I don't know. All right. The master of disaster is here. Let's bring him in.
Heyo.
I gave
What's
you
up,
yours.
Nick?
What
Yours
up?
What up,
yours.
Nick?
Hey,
What up, Nick?
hey. Just got
Yeah,
off a work call issue I was working on, and then pet the dog, and now I'm ready to roll.
Thoughts on a movement trying to remove the word men from the original Star Trek
Open it.
series, the original series.
No man. Take out no man. shaking out
Where
no
no
man-
man
no-
has
no
gone
man-
before.
No man has gone before. Yeah.
Man,
They want to
I-
change it to where no one has gone before.
We're
you
talking
know?
about not moving forward. We're talking about going back and changing the original series.
Yeah, not surprising in today's culture and time. Not surprising at all. It's so stupid though. And I saw you had somebody's comment up talking about that's why you have physical media and
Green
that's
Lantern
what,
3, 4, 5.
yeah. And that is a good reason to have physical media because you'll have the original copies. Like you can't go out there and buy the original cuts of Star Wars anymore. You have to buy old versions or, download them off of the high seas out there, and all these other old IPs like Star Trek, if they change all that, that's just going to be something else. Like they're going to edit and change all the history of all these great shows and movies that we grew up with to fit today's times and narrative for the modern audience, which is
They're not even going to watch Star Trek.
That's the whole
No.
thing. It's like these cats don't even watch it now. Like, why would you want to change it? Who are they?
Who
Who
are
are
they
they trying to
fixing it
appeal
for?
to with this? Like, who are
Yeah.
you trying to appeal to? Are you trying to appeal to Star Trek fans that are just fine with it? No. Who are you? Who is this supposed to be for? Because anybody that would be happy about this, they're not going to watch this. They don't care about it now. So I don't get it.
I think it goes
Yeah.
back to a conversation that I had over the phone with Nicholas a couple days ago. Anyone connected to Hollywood right now is pretty much of hive mind.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
know, and if you guys think back, there was another story similar to this that came out not too long ago where Disney is talking about changing X-Men, to take
the
men
title.
Yeah.
out of
Right.
X-Men.
Yeah.
And we heard the comments of that weirdo over there that was talking about it like, that doesn't really fit today's standards and stuff. So we need to like change it to like X people or something. And I think ultimately they decided just to call them mutants or something, and not say X-Men at all,
Yeah,
and it's just like, if you didn't grow up reading that comic book, X-Men is not referring to a gender at all. So why are you changing it? There's just this side of the industry out there that just wants to get rid of anything male or man related, blur the lines between male and female, make them all the same, make everybody equal. And guess what? That's not reality.
Yeah.
We are different.
Yeah.
Very, very different. And there's nothing wrong with that. So
Right.
why are you trying to make all these changes? It's just this weird culture that's like taking over out there, and it's just so weird and strange.
Yeah, I agree with Mel. They're gonna think like, what was going on back then, man? What was happening back then? Where did this thing go off the rails? That's
Hey.
exactly right.
Game Chasers
Jeez.
2024.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Yeah.
It's so dumb. It is so dumb.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy's Unknown Regions. Oh, Nick, you are certainly different. That is 100% right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are.
Mm.
All right. Well, look, like I told you guys, we're going to go quick through these things. Do want to show you an unfortunate bit, I guess. I'm torn on this next one. We won't stay there very long, but Mr. Producer Man, let's go ahead and hit these super chats.
All right, let's do it.
Keep rolling. Thank you guys so much for sending in the super chats and the member chats. We appreciate it, man. Venger says, if any of you lovely Americans are going to see Dune Part 2 and their cinema has those sandworm popcorn buckets, you know the ones, pick one up for me and I'll pay for it, postage and time. Thank you.
Mama Bear might be able to jump on that, Venger.
She might.
she might be able to grab a couple of those.
Those popcorn buckets are scary. I'd be afraid to stick my
Man,
stick my hand in there and get that popcorn.
Them popcorn buckets look awfully similar to some other orifice.
Now. And no.
I'm like, man,
put nothing in that.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I understand what they're trying to do, but man, it doesn't look very good.
Oy. Sandworm, Nick.
Yeah.
Arrakis.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but anyways, thank you, Venger, and we will, we'll see what we can do, brother. I want to get one for me as well. Debbie Young, $4.99. Speaking of, they've changed the definition of a woman, so men are next.
They can't even tell you what a woman is.
They don't even. Yeah, I was about to say that. They don't even know how to define a woman.
They can't.
I'm like, did you guys completely sleep during science class in elementary school?
Yeah, man. For sure. Well, thank you, Debbie and Venger. And we got one more that just snuck in real quick. Our brother, Blood Guilty Gaming, with $5. Hell, EB and family, we are, you are. And I saw your message today about Star Wars news. I saw it. You're a funny man. Thank you for your support, brother. We appreciate you very, very much. All right, guys. Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman.
Oh, man, yeah.
The iconic voice. New game comes out. It is called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And spoiler warning, if you are going to play the game, you might want to mute the stream now. 3, 1. All right, so Kevin Conroy, he passed away. Very sad. Mark Hamill and others were brokenhearted. Batman fans around the world, brokenhearted. One of the greatest voice actor performers that is tied. He was good. He was a good voice actor regardless. However, it was Batman that was his thing. Just like Peter Cullen with Optimus. Yeah, Peter Cullen did a couple other voices, but it was Optimus. A voice actor like Frank Welker, well, you could go on and on and on because he's iconic for multiple. But Kevin Conroy is known as the voice of Batman, first by miles. Okay? And posthumously, he is returning in this game. And a lot of the fans of the games, of Batman, of DC, of Kevin Conroy are very brokenhearted at the scene played out right here, where Batman in the game is turned evil. I can't remember exactly how, but he's like zombified.
It's Brainiac. It's always Brainiac, right? It's Brainiac again. It's got to be Brainiac.
That is it. Yeah, that is correct. It is Brainiac. Made him evil, and then he is sat down in a chair with the Suicide Squad in front of him. You see right there. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how Batman ends. Harley Quinn gives him a long speech and then shoots him in the head, killing Batman. And fans are upset right now because they are brokenhearted that Kevin Conroy is back as Batman and this is what you did to the character. They're just not happy about it. I guess it brings back maybe some bad feelings about the loss of Kevin Conroy. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I loved the Arkham Asylum games series, especially the first one. They're all good, but especially the first one. And I get where they're coming from here. And this is a game that, on one hand, I'd like to experience and hear Kevin Conroy, his last lines of dialogue as Batman ever said before he passed away. And at the same time, I kind of don't want to play it either.
No.
I watched the video. I didn't think his last lines were that great, right? She prattled on for many minutes, right?
Yeah.
At that point, it was like, just do it already, for goodness sake. I mean, so I was unimpressed by the whole thing. But what do you do, right? If that was a part of the game, yeah, you got to release the game.
I know.
It's
And
so
I'm not
tough.
saying like it's woke, it's anti-cat. I'm not saying that at all. It's just it's a very unfortunate series of events is really what it is.
And people are refunding on mass scales. Like I saw a report earlier today. We were talking about this on Mr. H's stream today, and it was like over 700% increase of refunds that were initiated for the game. That game is going to completely flop because of that. People are like, no, I'm not supporting this with my money.
You know,
Not
I'm
doing it.
actually.
Are they saying that's the reason why they're doing the refunds? They're specifically saying that.
Yeah.
There you go. These
That's
cats are
kinda
so
like-
disconnected, man. They're so disconnected from what people want. They have no idea what the fans want. They have no idea what their customers want. That's the funniest thing about all of this. It's like, how do you get this far in your business, not understanding how to please your customers, and give them what they want? How do you get this far and just completely drop the ball time and time again? It's amazing, man.
Well, in that same clip, after they kill Batman, of course, Superman shows up, and he's the evil Superman. It's all premise, right? And so he starts yapping, and I'm like, who wrote any of the dialogue in this game? It was showing me a little bit of Superman yapping. I'm like, I had no intention of buying the game in the first place, but I was getting turned off just watching a 4-minute video clip of the cutscene.
Yeah, and a lot of people felt the same way, and that's why they were started issuing refunds. Yeah,
you know what it reminds me of? It's amazing how these IPs and these people in entertainment, even in gaming, how they just don't learn from history.
Right.
Yeah.
Here we go. I think you'll know exactly what I mean by this, ladies and gentlemen.
We can't hear the audio.
Oh, you can't hear the audio. Oh, I ruined a great moment.
You forgot to share the audio.
Dadgummit, man.
By the way, Coach, just a shameless
stupid
plug for myself. I cannot wait 2 days meeting both Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. I cannot wait.
Oh yeah.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm super jealous.
Here
Here we go.
Stopped.
Oh,
now we can hear it. Yes.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
You got the touch.
and then he after he kicks all of their asses, he dies.
Yeah.
No.
You cannot do that, man. And you know what it did? Destroyed the franchise.
Yeah.
And it has never been the same.
Yeah. It destroyed the franchise so much that they ended up actually forming a whole storyline to bring him back.
Yes, they did.
It was actually so that happened. The movie happened at the end of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
The movie comes out. They roll right into season 3. There's no Optimus. And then the last 2 episodes of season 3 was the return of Optimus Prime. I love the episodes because my hero was back. And they brought him back like Luke Skywalker should have been back. They brought him back Mando chapter 16 style. But I'm I'm getting away from myself here. The point is, you can't do to Batman what you did to Optimus Prime and expect fans to be happy. I know it's a Suicide Squad game, but that's neither here nor there. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And with Kevin Conroy as the voice actor, it stands to reason that people are canceling it in droves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Moving right along. Denis Villeneuve, little Dune news, not part 2, mind you. He's already working on Dune Part 3. What say you, DA? Or a resident Dune hater? I'm kidding. He doesn't hate Dune. I'm just picking.
Good for him, man. Good for him. So that's the last one he's going to do.
That's the
what he says.
So he says that Part 3 will be his final Dune movie. So that
originally wasn't it supposed to be a trilogy anyways? Wasn't everybody
thought it was
expecting
just gonna
just
be
3
2.
movies?
Yeah. But it's going to
Well-
be a trilogy, and then are there plans to do more after? Is somebody else taking it up?
Not that we know of. So
Oh,
so here's all that we know. Villeneuve had he wanted to do a 3-part story that completed the Paul Atreides arc.
That's right.
When Dune Messiah, when Dune Part 3 ends, if Denis Villeneuve makes that movie, and I think he will, I think the second one is going to be a huge success. They're going to go ahead and start production on Dune Part 3. It's going to be fantastic. We will get no more Timothée Chalamet after Dune Part 3. So the question is, will it be able to survive on the big screen? I don't know. I want it to. I'm going to be honest, guys. Echo Base Network, we're a Star Wars channel. Dadgummit, I want Dune to be the new Star Wars. Because it ain't Star Wars. Not right now.
And if it performs well, it looks good, and it's well received, we would love for it to continue. But then it gets in that sort of that shaky ground. How much is the success because of what this director and the love and the care and everything that he's been doing? Could somebody else pick it up and do as well with it?
There are a lot of people who love, I mean, it is one of the iconic sci-fi franchises. Frank Herbert wrote masterpieces. I've read the first book. His son Brian wrote many books after. They're not as revered at all. Okay. In fact, many Dune aficionados kind of look down at his works. But I have to ask myself, and I think this is a fair question, can Dune exist with the general fandom without Paul Atreides, just like Star Wars? Can Star Wars exist really without Luke and Anakin, without Luke and Vader? I don't know. And I think there's plenty of evidence to suggest it cannot.
Yeah, because if you think about all the Disney films, what's the one that people say was the best one that they did? Rogue One, and that had Vader in it. You know, we sit here and talk about. I'm not going to get too far off track because of the Dune thing, but we talk about moving way forward in the future, way far in the past, which I'm all good with. But man, a lot of people just want to stay in this time frame
because that's what Star Wars is.
Yeah,
That's all it's ever been.
Yeah, and that might be same thing for Dune. What they do after that?
Exactly.
If they're not going to stay with some of these same characters in the same universe, because if you go forward in time or backwards in time, 500,000 years, whatever, it's pretty much a different universe at that point. I mean, it takes place in the physical, still same universe, but it's like looking at America in the 1800s and looking at America today. It's like two different worlds.
Yeah.
And you could say the same thing about these stories moving forward or backwards. So as far as what they do after this third Dune movie, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you do.
Listen, I do have a hope, though. Please, if they do continue it, please don't bring in Rian Johnson to direct the next one. Can we just stay away?
He will subvert all expectations.
Out of this. I mean, to me, it's always about the story. Like, if the story is good, I'll give anything a shot. If the story works, that's what it means to me. So whether it's Dune or Star Wars, as long as you got an interesting story to tell me, all right, I'm in. Let's see what you got. But if the story sucks, then it sucks, And yeah, you could go back in the past with Star Wars. You can go back to the Knights of the Old Republic era, and there's lots of former Jedi and Sith that people would want to dive into and hear the stories about. But they have to be written well. If you're not doing these characters justice, and you're just writing some slop and putting it out there, and you're throwing all your ideology and all your social agendas on top of it, yeah, it's definitely not going to work.
Yeah.
But if you put some thought into it, it might work.
Yeah. Also, the thing is, if you go way forward or way back in time, it's at least got to be familiar to people.
Yeah.
Because like if you look at Cobra Kai, I mean, that's like what, like 20, 30 years after Karate Kid. You know,
Right.
we have we have Johnny and Daniel, which are two totally different people at this point from the original. We have all these kids and stuff, you know, but it's familiar because they're in it.
Yeah.
So whatever they do with Dune or in Star Wars, I mean, you got to
I think you would have to keep certain things. Yeah, you got to keep something that's still like Star Wars. Like you got to keep Jedi. You got to keep, you know,
laser
Sith,
blast
maybe.
sounds. A lot of the sounds and the look and the feel to it.
The feel. Yeah,
like,
you probably keep some of the planets. You know, keep some of those same planets that we're familiar with. You know, maybe same, sand people and, different types of, characters that we've ran into in the past. You just have to keep some familiarity. You're right, Nick, but you can't, but ultimately you just got to tell a good story. And if you can bring fans in with a good story, then, okay, now you can, move forward and branch out. Like they kind of did that with The Mandalorian for a couple of seasons anyway. The first, up until we got to Luke, really hadn't had any connections to that. We got new characters. We got different people that we were familiar with, like Bo-Katan and everything in season 2. But the first season, it was just pretty much all brand new stuff with the exception of, I guess you could say, Baby Yoda, as a, connection to Yoda. And then you had, the connection to the Mandalorians. But these are all new characters. Everybody was cool with it because the story was working. So as long as the story works, you can go in a different direction. But if you start screwing around with the story and it's, it's going off the rails, nobody's going to be with it.
Well,
Doom, Star Wars, whatever.
The reason why Cobra Kai has worked so well, in my opinion, is just this, right? The older version of the characters that we developed a relationship with act in a way that seems believable for their characters older, right? The things they say, the things they do, the way they act and interact. I'm like, yeah, I could see that. Right.
Yeah.
I could see that, knowing what they planted as the lore and as the background for these characters. They've respected it in a way that's been organic. And that's what we need.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, and back to Dune, I feel like the movie has to be very, very good to great.
Yeah.
The spinoff show, it was Dune Sisterhood, and then they changed the name to Dune Prophecy.
That's right.
Needed to be changed, in my opinion.
Well, we can't use sister anymore, Coach.
Yeah, if you can't say man, dadgummit.
Yeah.
You can't say sister.
So, but the show is about, a group of women.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fascinating. It should be very good. The Bene Gesserit. It's what Paul's mother is. We're talking about basically witches with powers and abilities in the Dune universe. It could be a terrific show. But man, I feel like Dune right now is on such shaky or fragile ground. And I probably feel that way because we've already talked about it before. The original movie wasn't the smash success that it could have been because of its dual release. It was punished. We'll never know what the movie could have done.
The Koof era during
Destroyed
that time didn't help at all.
Destroyed it.
Yeah.
So we're really about to find out, and who knows if Denis Villeneuve reaches an incredible, degree of success and accomplishment with this film, he might want to keep doing more. You never know. You never know. It could be his thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
So,
and not that this always means anything, but Lego put out a $170 ornithopter set, which is very unusual for them, right? Beautiful, huge set. Went out for order today. It went into back order in minutes. People went in droves to buy this thing because it's hot right now. right? I
No
mean,
doubt.
it's something that people are really struggling to find. What is going to be that next sci-fi something
Yeah.
that they can really sink their teeth into and enjoy theatrically and universally? As
I'll
you're
tell you
talking about
one of the
series.
treasures here in my office is the poster for Dune Part 2 that Mama Bear sent me, and it's got the original November release date on it.
Nice.
And I'm like,
wow,
oh,
okay.
I am never letting that go. That bad boy, I'm getting a shadow box for that. Like, so thank you. Shout out to the Mama Bear
Yeah.
for that. All right. We got a couple chats, member chats, super
Yeah, let's
chats,
do it.
and let's just keep rolling. And we're going to breeze through a little bit of Star Wars news and get to this main thing. Lucas Garrett, what's up, my brother? Good to see you with a $10 super chat. Rocksteady's and Sweet Baby Incorporated's days are numbered. They chose very poorly. I will be very surprised if either company is around this time next year. Actions have consequences. You
Not
have
wrong.
to respect the source material and characters.
Yep.
Got to.
And you have to respect the gamers. I mean, you go back and look at freaking the release of Battlefront 2 and all the microtransactions. Same thing. People were mass refunding the game.
Yep.
The player base was small on release, and people were extremely irritated and pissed off.
Was that Battlefront 2 or 1?
The second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and that killed it for a lot of people.
Yeah. Now they did fix it and take that stuff out, but it was after they just got destroyed and hammered. This game, this Justice League or Suicide Squad game, it's a single player game. It's developed. They're not going to be able to go in there and take any of this out and change this.
Right. I agree. All right, let's keep it rolling. Thank you very much, brother. Mikey Angelo with $2.99. I'm calling it, y'all. Hashtag go woke, no blokes.
I like that.
That's a good t-shirt idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go woke, no blokes.
I feel like I'm at Outback.
Yeah.
I could go for some cheese fries right now.
I can
Don't tell
go
me
for
I
some
think anything about it.
Kookaburra wings.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Thank you, Mikey. We appreciate it very, very much. Mikey again with $2.99. What up, Coach Rizzo? D to the A, Nick / her.
He's
What's up, fam?
Always misgendered.
Is that supposed to be D to the A's pronouns, Nick and her?
No. D to the A is Nick.
Nah, you know what it is.
Your pronoun.
Hey, I'm just trying to help
You know
myself
what
out
it
here
is,
and
Nick.
change it.
Oh, the next one. The next one clarifies, Nick. Don't worry. Don't worry. Here's the next one.
I meant to address Nick as Omega. My bad, big bro.
Oh.
Okay, well, hey, that's even better. That's even better.
Oh, that's
Thank
funny.
you, Mikey. That is hilarious, brother. We appreciate that. Thank you. Blood Guilty Gaming has gifted 1 Echo Base Network membership.
Blood
If you
Guilty.
receive that membership, please give him a big warm welcome. All members, please hit some emojis in the chat. Show what you got. Thank you guys very, very much. Appreciate it, Blood Guilty.
We have one more, Coach. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Mm.
Our resident Star Trek expert, Mexican Iron Man, $4.99. If Dune sucks, I blame Darth Simpus. Him and his BFF KK. Lol, not kidding.
No, he said just kidding.
KK.
Thank you, Mikey.
Oh.
Appreciate you, brother. Love you.
Mhm.
All right, everybody.
And you guys can see Mexican Iron Man on the EBN cast here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know he's got a meetup tomorrow. I haven't talked to him. I don't know if he's going to make the show tomorrow or not.
All right. So we're going to run through some Star Wars news just very, very quickly. Daisy Ridley is not done with her interviews. You know, she has been, back in the public eye as of late. Interviews here and there, like the one that we covered last week on the show that she did on NBC. She still hasn't said anything crazy, which is really nice. Okay. I mean, it's not nice for the views on our videos, but
It's nice for her.
it's nice for her. Okay. And we're
Because she'd get
proud.
destroyed if
We're
she
proud
said
of
something crazy.
Miss Ridley. We really, really are. So what she said here, months after her co-star Adam Driver shared his candid thoughts on The Rise of Skywalker, if you guys don't remember, he said he would never be in another Star Wars movie, that filming it was awful.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a debacle. The production, everything about it.
Yeah.
So
And
he
it
slammed it.
came out on screen.
Yep, he slammed it. So after he did all that, Daisy Ridley has reflected on the less than enthusiastic feedback to the film while promoting Sometimes I Think About Dying. And she says, speaking on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, Ridley said, I think it's still upsetting because you don't want people to feel like you've not served the thing that they're a fan of. So you've not served Star Wars and Star Wars fans. Addressing The Last Jedi, Daisy says, Ryan's one is super divisive, and the last one is super divisive. However, she maintained that the criticism didn't change how she felt about it. And that's...
Well, of course not. She's not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah. I mean, is she not? I don't know. I would assume she's probably not too.
Yeah.
But I can't say that like
she's
real.
not like a diehard passionate Star Wars fan. I mean, there's properties out there that, you know, if they did something to it, like I'd be like, I'm not a huge fan of this property anyway, so it doesn't matter to me either way. I liked it. When other fans are like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. They ruined this character, you know, and are screaming to the high heavens about how they just destroyed the characters and the story and everything. And if I'm not a fan, I'm just like, I liked it. I thought it was good because I'm not a passionate fan invested in it. And I think that's a place where Daisy's coming from with Star Wars. She probably likes Star Wars, but I think she's probably just like, oh yeah, I like Star Wars.
I mean, she's not really in a position where she can say anything bad about it. She really can't.
She's getting paid $12 million to be in a couple of movies. She better not say anything bad about it at this point.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, she got to say all the right things.
I mean, if they want to hire me for $12 million, I'll say The Last Jedi is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. I mean, she's, you know, again, it's the only thing I think she could hang on to in her career, right? That's been, you know, positive, I guess, that's put her out in the spotlight, that's made her a lot of money, a lot of fame. So yeah, she's going to have a positive experience from Star Wars.
Well, if there's one person I know that is brutally honest and always stands on principle, it's that guy. And I don't care what you say right here on this live stream. You could sit here and lie to everybody if you want to, Nicholas. But if you got offered $12 million, you'd say whatever they told you to say.
You know what? I was just sitting here thinking about that.
I could see it on your face.
Yeah, I literally was. And I don't think I would do it. Like literally, if they came and said, look, we'll give you $12 million, but you guys have to re-review The Last Jedi and be like, look, this is actually makes sense. I really liked it. I couldn't do it. And you know what? I would come out with a video and say, Disney offered us $12 million to talk positive about The Last Jedi. And I said, F you, I can't do that.
I'll be over tonight to sleep on your couch.
I just turned down $12 million because I can't sit here and say that that's good and lie to everybody out there and you know, push this narrative that they're wanting to pay. That's what people in the industry and people and companies and stuff got to this place in the first place, because it's all about money. Look, we'll give you money to say this stuff. We'll give you money to push this ideology or this idea. And I wouldn't take part in it. I would come out and say, I was offered $12 million. I could literally retire and never work again.
All right. I love this. All right, Rissman, what would you say?
And I know other folks have covered this as well, right? But if you think about what she said, they need her to be likable as Rey. Right. And a tactic to make her likable as Rey is for her to say, I know y'all didn't like Rey so much in The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I enjoy acting as Rey, but I get it. Right. I get that those movies weren't well received. I'm proud of my participation in the movie. But
Yeah.
what we want to do now is I want to knock it out of the park as Rey. In this new movie, I love the story. I'm excited about it. Let's forget about Rey's last appearances. Time has passed. These are all things that have come out of her mouth in these interviews. So I'm like, well, I think it's great that she's speaking out. Is it really, is what she's saying, she hasn't indicted anything other than, please come and see Rey again. That's all she's saying.
So can I go real quick? Like, and then I'm going to hand it off to DA. So they just offered me $12 million. Okay, we clear on that?
Mhm.
All right, hang on.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't remember. I was wrong, and I take it all back. It was such a masterpiece, man. Like, I'm deleting all my videos, and I'm rebranding the channel, and you know, the only thing wrong with The Last Jedi is how Mark Hamill acted. Okay. Thank you, Kathy, for giving us a great movie. And this will probably be my last video. We are, you are.
Then there would come mass unsubscriptions. Members would decrease down to like 2, maybe.
Coach and them lying chipmunk cheeks. People go crazy, man.
They
Oh,
show
he must
Coach
have- he
wiping
must
his
have,
tears with like the milk. You know, like how they got the Woody Harrelson from what was it, Zombieland? He's wiping his eyes with the dollar bills and all that. That's how Coach be wiping his tears away. I'm sorry, everybody, I was wrong.
Just a quick break in. I saw a notification over here. We must have Mead. Mead must have redirected here. So
Mead?
welcome to
Hey,
all.
what up,
Mead
what up?
folks
What
joining.
Tom
up?
for Midnight's Edge After Dark?
Tom.
If you guys aren't subbed to Midnight's Edge After Dark or Midnight's Edge, you guys should be.
I wonder what Tom would say.
If they offered Tom
12 million.
$12 million.
what would you say, Tom, if Disney offered you $12 million to talk positive about the sequel trilogy? Would you take the $12 million and start doing videos saying, look, after going back revisiting the sequels, they're actually really good films. We like them. I see it in a different view now. Or would you say, F you, keep the 12 million, and then make a video saying, guess what, guys? Disney just offered me 12 million to talk positively about the sequels.
I hate to say this, guys, but this is just this is a fact. Okay. It's just pure psychology. This is going to sound terrible, but let it sink in for a second. It's easy to be anti-abortion until you get somebody pregnant. You follow me?
Especially if it's somebody who
I mean, what if
like-
it's your cousin?
No.
Yeah. That's only one of them things that happen down here in Alabama.
There's that Alabama again. Oh.
Or if it's some hooker off the street or some
Holy
stripper.
crap.
Or
My
like,
point
you know,
is, you could think you're whatever until it happens to you.
Until that money is sitting in your face.
When Kathy knocks on my door and says, "Here's 12 million, we need you to be a proponent of the sequel trilogy." Guess what?
But again,
boy.
you guys came in at a prime time of this conversation.
Oh yeah, perfect timing.
But Coach, I do want to say again, I think what she said is the best tightrope walking, because she didn't say I love the sequel trilogy.
Boom,
She said
$12 million.
She has said that she loves the character of Rey over and over and over again. And in this one, she said, I know people didn't like the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right. And you know
She
what?
said the criticism didn't affect the way I feel about the
Yeah.
movie. So basically, I'm
and
not
what
letting
do-
critics, change up how I feel, right?
And what do
So
we always say? We respect. You can like whatever you want.
you can
We
like
don't care.
whatever you want to like. Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, that 12 million would be hard to pass up, man. Yeah, that would be hard. That would be a hard one, man. That would be a hard one. I don't know if I don't know if I would I don't know if I would play it straight though. I would have to have like the stack of money behind me as I'm out announcing, so everybody kind of sees the picture. It's like, wait, he got his giant stack of money behind him as he's saying The Last Jedi is the greatest thing ever made. It's like, what's going on here? I would leave some kind of clues as to what my real feelings are, just so everybody's like understanding it. But I'm gonna get that 12. You offer me 12, okay, let me get the 12. Let me make sure I kind of let everybody know, hey, it's not real, something to that effect.
So this conversation, it's so crazy. This is exactly what we're talking about tonight.
Yeah, it is. It is. It really is. It really is, because it goes deep. It goes deep because you're talking about, that, like, what's the price? What's the price you're willing to pay
for you to be involved in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody has a price. The $1 Million Man, right?
It might be your booty.
Yeah.
Yep. Cat Williams.
What was and Coach sent me a great interview with Sanford and Sons.
DeMond Wilson.
Yeah, DeMond Wilson.
Yep.
He was saying the same stuff Cat Williams was saying. And that cat's been in the game since the 60s,
they
70s.
Called them bent over Billies.
Yeah, he called them bent over, and he said all of them. All of them. You name them.
Anybody you think of in Hollywood, all of them.
Yeah.
Man.
He was like,
they have
all
truly. So we're sitting here talking about $12 million to go say, hey, yeah, the sequel trilogy. All right. I can do that. But if Harvey Weinstein knocks on my door, we're fighting.
Right. Yeah. That's a whole different, different story.
Yeah. Cat Williams was talking about, he turned down $50 million multiple times, because he's like, no, it ain't worth my virgin booty hole.
You ain't putting me in no dress either.
Yeah.
Nope. Exactly. Yeah.
And they talk.
Yeah, but some people ain't willing to. Some people are willing, and that's what's so interesting. I know we're going to get to it, but that's the problem with Hollywood and entertainment right now is everybody is like kind of selling out and sacrificing their integrity. So
you stand on principle and you suffer. You suffer.
Yep.
And you do the right thing and you suffer because that entity is pure evil.
Yeah.
If you don't bend to their will, they destroy you. It's their way or no way. And we see it in fandom. We see it in comments on our channels. Hell, we see it because we don't like Disney Star Wars. We're all the checklist of names.
Yeah. Look what they did to Gina Carano, just because she wouldn't bend the knee, and I mean, they didn't even ask her to do nothing crazy. I mean, well, I guess they did ask her to do something insane, but, she gave up her career, at least, Disney Star Wars money, what she could have made. She gave all of that up because of her integrity, and to say, no, I'm not bending the knee to this, nonsense that they're trying to put me through. I'm not going to do any of that, and so, yeah, I mean, some people still have integrity in the game, and it's nice to see. I wish there were more of them. I wish there were, the people in the higher ups, that have the integrity.
So I'm gonna just run us through this like super fast.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay? I know you want to get to it.
So the next thing that I wanted to show you guys was, ironically, I forgot. I had to go look. Daisy Ridley's comments. This is The Rise of Skywalker. 86% favorable from the audience.
Has got to be fake.
I don't believe it for a second.
No way. No way. That's 86% favorable for Rise of Skywalker. No,
that right there
way.
Shows me you cannot trust Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and it's been that way for a long time.
Is there an all audience and verified score? Can you click on that 86? Sometimes they'll break it down between the what's the all? That's the verified audience score. What's the all audience? I'm just curious.
70.
You see how it drops?
Yeah.
See, so the verified people are the ones that, you know, they could verify bought a ticket, and then the all audience, that's everybody else. Like, you know, everybody's ratings all together. So yeah, it's probably lower than that. You know, it's probably the real rating is definitely lower than that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, and then a little bit of news here. Ewan McGregor has heard crickets about Kenobi season 2.
Yeah, you just shot your video on this today.
Just made a video about this earlier today. He was asked at a convention, and he said, "We aren't even talking about it right now." And then he said, "Disney Star Wars has a lot going on right now." And that's all he said. Now you could look at that a couple different ways. Like, oh, they got a lot going on. Changes? No, they got Bad Batch season 3. They got Tales of the Jedi season 2. They got Babysitters in Space. They've got what's the other one?
Acolyte.
Yeah.
Mando season 4.
Eventually, yeah.
Mando,
the
Grogu
movie,
the Rey
movie,
the John Favreau or
Yeah.
the Dave Filoni crap. Yeah.
So
the
you know,
Mangold movie.
I think that Kenobi is finished, and we thought that for a while, and here's why. 62% audience score. You're not going to make another season of that. And it shows you the position that Disney has put Star Wars in when you have two iconic character actors in Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen wanting to reprise their role, and they can't tell a good enough story to justify doing a second season of it.
No.
Yep.
That's bad.
No interest.
And in
I
my
have no
video
interest.
today,
I don't
said,
even know what they would do with it. What would you even do with a second
don't
season
know.
of Obi-Wan? Like, what would be
So-
the point?
so Ewan McGregor said, there's so many stories that we could tell in a 10-year span.
And they chose the one that they gave us in season 1.
I know.
Don't
Please.
that was
poorly.
your best? That was your best? I don't even want
Leia?
to know all the other crap that
You're not Luke's
that story
guardian.
beat out.
You've put him in danger.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Got
F
to watch
that Kenobi
Vader
show.
get his ass kicked again.
Yeah.
Don't forget how she evaded capture in the woods, right? She had flea chasing after her.
Obi-Wan.
My gosh, there was so much
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, they couldn't catch that little girl, you know, in the woods.
Then
It was
Kenobi
just-
couldn't catch her on that planet. Jeez, she was
Yeah.
sprinting all over the place.
The trench coat,
Yeah, the
The-
Scooby Doo
Oh, God.
trench coat.
the
y'all are
Scooby-Doo
reminding
Roger
me of
Rabbit
a-
trench coat.
Yeah,
Even she thought the trench coat was dumb. Even the
Yeah.
actress was like, I'm
Oh
in a
my
trench coat.
My man got 12 seconds. What? Don't nobody care.
yeah. Oh, we lost Wade, guys.
Oh,
Wade,
Just
who the
for
f is
Wade.
that? I don't
yeah.
care about Wade.
Wade.
What? Tell me what's happening with the storyline here?
The worst career decision Ice Cube's son has ever made.
Yeah.
Ever.
I forgot he was in this thing
I
until you
did
just
too
brought him up
until
right
you-
now, man. I literally forgot he was in this thing.
Yeah.
Man.
he was
he was-
Wade died? What?
Yeah. He played his father great in that NWA.
Oh, yeah.
movie. That movie was
Yeah, he was
awesome.
dope
I
in
love
that.
Yeah.
Man. Whew.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Which leads us to the Book of Boba Fett. Something else
Oh,
that's not happening. Tamura Morrison had the exact same thing to say as Ewan McGregor. I hadn't heard anything. No one's even talking about it.
And
Because
no
it's
one's
not
going
happening.
to because they ruined it.
They ruined it.
They absolutely ruined it.
And the only reason this hot garbage right here is getting a second season is because Filoni needs it. He needs it to tell his story. That's the only
Yeah.
reason Ahsoka's happening. If it happens, I'm still not sold.
I'm not either.
Man, I wish Iger would hire me to take over Lucasfilm. I would cancel all these plans.
Every
Ahsoka
last one of
season
them.
2 ain't happening. Mando, no more, ain't happening. All this stuff would be done.
I mean,
I'd be like, you know what, guys? Forget everything that just came out. All that stuff. Forget it. We're going back and picking up 3 years after Return of the Jedi and that's where we're going. And then I'd do some stuff with Knights of the Old Republic because that has a huge fan base. I'd make sure it was done right, and I would get hardcore fans and hardcore people that know that story, to basically come in and say, look, is this acceptable? I would literally get fans involved in it.
I don't understand why they don't do that. I don't understand why they don't just, hey, talk to the people that love it. These are the guys that have been a part of Star Wars since, once George stopped making the movies, in 83, and then all the way to 99. They kept the franchise alive. Go to those people. Why would you go and listen to Rian Johnson, and hear his take on Star Wars? Why would you go to listen to J.J. Abrams and his take? Why don't you talk to the fan? I just don't get it. I don't understand. How do you make these kind of mistakes? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it with Marvel. I don't understand it with DC. Any of these big franchises, Doctor Who, whatever, all of these franchises, they have an enormous fan base. You could just pick like 12 people out of the biggest fan clubs and just bring them in and say, all right, guys, give us your ideas. What do you think about this? And then talk to them, feed them, hang out. And then, all right, now bring in another 12 and just run focus groups and just gather ideas that way. And then go and find actual fans that are actually, filmmakers, don't let those guys, just get their feedback, but then find the people that are filmmakers and say, okay, what do you guys think? And then what you're doing is you're bringing together the passion of the fan base that's actually supporting your IP. You're bringing that in with the filmmakers. Okay. You're bringing those guys together. And how could it go wrong at that point? You know, I just don't understand why they ain't doing it. That's just it don't make no sense to me, man. It's crazy.
It's like the Rings of Power on Amazon. They had the lore expert
Tom Shippey.
Yeah.
Tom Shippey, he's in the room and he walked off the project. He said, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
it's
because
ridiculous.
They weren't listening to him. And what'd that show do? Poop.
Look, what was it? Like only 33 only 33% of people that started that series finished it. Only 33%. 66% of the people that started that series did not finish it. Did not get all the way to episode 8.
Coach, I cut it off halfway through episode 2.
You all didn't miss anything for not finishing it. I can tell you. I can tell you that. You didn't miss.
You ain't missed nothing. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I'm like, man, I wish I got my time back, man.
I'm not a kid anymore.
They're doing a second season.
I gotta love it to watch it. If I'm not really enjoying something, if something's just okay to me, which that wasn't even okay, but if something's just okay to me, I'm out. Yeah. I'm gonna wait till I find something the shows. You gotta watch the next one. You gotta watch the next one. Man, I hadn't seen one of those since Ozark.
Ozark was great.
Yeah, Ozark was awesome.
Great. You guys want to watch a great show? Get on Netflix and watch Ozark.
Yeah.
The show is phenomenal. Reacher, I like that as well. Lincoln Lawyer.
Wasn't like I gotta watch the next one though. Not for me.
No. Ozark definitely was.
I've got to watch the next one reaction to every season of For All Mankind. Right. So there are some shows out there that are doing well and that they leave you in a way where you're like, gosh, I'm thinking about it. Those are the shows where you're thinking about it through the week. Gosh, I wonder if this is going to happen. Wonder about that and this character and did I miss something and all that? And then it's time and you're like, okay, here it is. Right. We're ready. They are fewer and farther between now. But
For All Mankind is like that for you, Rissman?
It is.
It is? Okay. Good. Well, we got several people that want us to do that on Patreon.
Summertime.
Yeah, this summer.
Summertime.
Oh, Ron Moore knows how to do
name at your mouth.
Right. If anyone's going to know how to do sci-fi at this point, let Ronald D. Moore do sci-fi, right? That's what he does. So
all right. Well, speaking of Rotten Tomatoes and reviews, season 3 Mandalorian.
Oof.
Look at all those
make a movie, y'all.
Look at all those Disney shills in the critic side. 85%. Man, get the F out of here. That 85%. That show wasn't no 85%.
Oh, it was quite refreshing, son.
Yeah. Oh, jeez Louise.
Quite refreshing. Do I still have
Lieutenant
that
Biscuit.
picture? That's
Lieutenant Biscuits.
yeah.
Yeah, that's embarrassing right there, man. That
Quite
51%.
refreshing.
That's absolutely
There he
embarrassing.
is. I knew he's
Son.
still around.
Oh, quite right.
That was Andor, though, wasn't it?
No, that was you had it right. That was
Yeah.
Mando 3.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
I
then
made fun of
Lieutenant
that
Biscuit
relentlessly.
fries his
That's
fried
right.
person
That's
fries.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only watched these crappy seasons and shows one time, and so that it all blurs and blends together to me.
Dude, if Star Wars comes out with something that me or you watch once, it's a fail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the last 4 episodes of Mando season 2 multiple times.
How many times you watched The Rise of Skywalker?
One time in the theater, and that's
One
it.
time. I sat right by you. One time.
And we only went just to go review it for the channel.
Look, we were like, hey, we told ourselves to. All right, I told Nick before the movie started, I said, look, bro, we're not going to leave mad. We're just going to laugh.
Yeah.
If it sucks, we're going to laugh. And he goes, yeah, we laughed.
Yeah. And I booed at the end. There's a couple people up front that was clapping. I was like, boo this movie.
Dude,
Boo.
the Star Wars Skywalker saga just ended, and 3 people in a packed out theater clapped.
Yeah.
I had more people clapping Wonka than that. That's true.
Man,
So crazy.
you know the last movie I went to that the whole theater just erupted? Freaking Spider-Man.
Same.
Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
And all the awesome scenes.
Yeah.
Even Charlie Cox showing up.
Yeah,
Like,
with Tobey
okay.
Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
I got applause at the end of Godzilla -1. There was people standing up clapping at the end of that one.
So the last movie I had applause in was Iron Claw. People were applauding at the end of Iron Claw. There was a lot of families who went to see that movie, really enjoyed it, and yeah, theater applauded.
I liked Iron Claw. It's just depressing.
Yeah, it certainly isn't a happy story. The family didn't have happy time.
Yeah, no, they didn't. Yeah, no, but I liked it. It's a good movie. It's definitely good.
I've not even heard of it. What is this?
That's
It's
the
the-
story of the Von Erich family from wrestling. You remember Kerry Von Erich?
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Von
they
Erich family.
formed, the Von Erichs, they basically formed the WCW. I mean, back when all that stuff was forming.
Yeah.
No.
One of them won the title from Ric Flair at one point, but the Iron Claw was there. You know, the claw goes on the head. The Iron Claw was their
the
dad's,
patriarch, the
with their
father
dad's
was
thing
the,
that they
I
adopted.
vaguely remember that because I watched wrestling growing up.
You remember the
So-
Texas Tornado? That was Kerry Von
Vaguely.
Erich's name in when it was WWF.
You'd
Vaguely.
enjoy this movie. Nick,
You
and
would
I
like the
think
movie. You would absolutely like the
recognize
movie. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched wrestling since WCW, NWO,
97,
Goldberg,
baby.
Goldberg. That
For
was peak wrestling, man. That was the time. WCW
Attitude
was
Era, man.
killing it.
The
Man.
Attitude Era that
NWO,
follows,
Red and
man.
Black, Goldberg, freaking undefeated until Halloween Havoc, where he got freaking tased by Scott Hall.
Miss
Man,
Hancock.
I loved it. I watched it every week.
Tori Wilson.
Oh God, the girls on there. Ooh, good Lord.
Nick was in love, man.
Man.
The Nitro Girls.
Yeah. Oh, man, every Monday Nitro and Thursday
Monday Night
what was it?
Wars. Raw is
Yeah.
War.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, man.
I watched WWF back in the day when it was
Me too.
switched to WCW with Sting and Flair.
Yeah.
Or I ended up going to that when WWF got rid of Hogan and all like the classics that I grew up.
Very
you know.
same. Very same.
Yep. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that leads us to our main topic of the night. So here we
And
go.
I got, if you don't have that second part, Coach, I got it pulled up if I need to share it.
Well, look, I mean, so
It's short.
this is from Chris Gore.
Yeah.
Film Threat wrote a piece that was an open letter to the WGA talking about the agenda in Hollywood and what they should do for fandom and entertainment. And they got a response from multiple people, industry insiders, people in the business. And it's alarming.
Yeah.
So let's see. The mainstream industry trades have yet to weigh in on this open letter. However, the story has resulted in a flood of emails sent to Film Threat. These correspondences paint a picture of an industry where fear of speaking out could result in one being blacklisted as problematic. You must adhere to this new ideology or face the prospect of unemployment forever. A phrase we heard over and over again is this: male and pale is stale. Male and pale is stale. If one were to reword this statement another way, it might result in accusations of racism, but this view is widely accepted all over Hollywood like a mantra. Male and pale is stale is driving the types of films and TV shows that get made.
And
What
you can
industry-
see it.
Yeah. What industry outsiders may not understand is that Hollywood is a freelance business where work is scarce, and in the current day, one must constantly demonstrate allegiance to specific ideals or face the prospect of never working. The fear is palpable. These emails sent to Film Threat have been edited to protect the identities of those who wish to speak out, all of which requested to remain anonymous. The letters came from Emmy and Oscar nominated talents working at various levels in the industry. These are the people speaking out, and they are in fear. I think I clicked the wrong thing. I did.
Going on vacation.
Yeah.
Sandals.
This stream is not sponsored by Sandals. Wish it was.
All right. So here's a couple. This is one email. Writers hired on a comic book show are told it's a positive thing that they are unfamiliar with the original comic book and not a fan of the existing IP because they want to do a modern new take on the material relevant to today. Writers are asked, why this story today? How is it relevant politically today to the existing narrative they're pushing on our culture? Why are you the person to tell it?
And you see that. You can literally see that in all the crap we're getting.
Yep.
Leslie Headland even said, I want to hire somebody that doesn't know anything about Star Wars. Why would you do that, you idiot?
Well, they said the same thing. The producer, and I talk about this all the time. I bring this article up almost every time I'm talking about this topic, where Marvel producer of Marvel Studios, Nate Moore, said he sees fans as red flags. Like he says, a fan is a red flag. If you're a fan of Marvel, we don't want you to be so knowledgeable about Marvel. We want you to come from an outsider's perspective, okay, and not understand. Right. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And you wonder why your trash is not selling to the public. It doesn't make any damn sense. That's what I don't understand about that. That's why I just said what I said. Go talk to the fans. The fans are the ones that'll bring you into this thing. Okay, you don't understand it. Fine. You're just some producer. You're just some director. Maybe you have the artistic eye or you have the know-how to make a movie and put it all together. Great. But you still need a great story. All right. If I'm a audience member, I'm in the back. I'm waiting for the story. So give me the story. Well, who knows the story better than the fans of the stories? Why would you cut those people out of the mix?
So check this out. Right along with what Derek's saying. Having people who are not fans of the IP, like Star Wars, like comic books, etc., results in a product that has no respect to the existing fans. Then, when fans complain, they are insulted as toxic.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
You don't like it, so you're attacked.
Yeah. And
That's
then
the playbook.
And then the fans, the weirdos that actually buy into the turds that they're shoveling down their throat are like, you guys are just toxic. What? Did we watch the same movie or the same show? What are you talking about? That's trash.
And look, I didn't realize this. They're pushing this even further. The person who wrote in to Film Threat said there's bias now towards the twofer or threefer hire. Do you know what that means?
I used to call it double or triple whammy, right? But they check more than one box.
Yeah. Being gay, for example, isn't enough now. You have to be gay, African American, Latinx, undocumented, unhoused, differently abled. Then on the DEI scorecard, you have 2x or 3x positive score for the hire.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
And you know what? Other companies are doing the same nonsense. Even the airlines.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
pilots
I was
they're
about to bring
hiring.
that up. Yeah.
Well,
Like, okay.
what is happening?
It's like merit is completely out the window. Forget the fact that you are, you know, maybe it's your first film. Like we've been seeing this with Marvel, where they're just hiring first-time filmmakers, you know, or they only have one film under the belt. You know, they only have one writing credit or 2 writing credits, and that's it. And these are the people that are getting hired, and they're handing them $300 million to make a movie. And then when the movie's trash, oh, if you don't like this, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're a misogynist, you hate women, and you get all of that nonsense. And it's like, wait, time out, hold up. The movie is garbage, okay? Objectively, the movie is garbage. What are you talking about? But see, the thing is that they don't understand the content. They don't understand the franchise. They don't understand the fan base. They don't know who they're making the content for. And so they kick it around their little bubble in Hollywood, and they talk to each other because they're all the same. They're the people, they got all the different check boxes. They're every race, they're every, color of the rainbow. They believe in all of these dumbass ideologies. And that's what they are all about. Okay, so they're trying to promote all of the stuff that they believe in their filmmaking, in their art. Okay. And again, honestly, I don't have a problem with them doing that. I have a problem with them doing it with a major franchise that it means a lot to a lot of people. You know, you take Star Wars and you destroy Star Wars with your dumb ideology. Make your own franchise and then see how well that's received. But they're using Star Wars, Marvel, DC, all of these major properties. They're using them just like easy access to a large, giant fan base, so that they can put their movie out there, and then they can say, you see, we made $1 billion because we slapped the name Marvel on it, or slapped the name Star Wars on it, and we use it as a vehicle just to push ideology instead of actually entertaining the fans, which is what their job is. Your job is to entertain fans, not to sit up here and preach. Nobody cares about your opinions. We're here for entertainment, I didn't take off work to stand in line in front of this thing to listen to you preach to me about your feminism. I want Star Wars. Give me Star Wars, and then I'll be happy. But then when you don't give them Star Wars, then they say, well, you're a misogynist. You're a racist. You hate this, and that. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the crazy thing. What they're saying in this thing, male and pale is stale. Like, that's the very systemic racism that they complain about.
Yes,
because now
100%.
What you're doing is you're just trying to use the reverse racism card and saying, well, if you're a white guy or if you're a man, okay, and not a woman, or if you're a white guy, pale, I guess, and not black or Latino or whatever other race, if you're that, we don't want you. You're stale. So we're going to hire somebody else. And I'm like, that's they complain about systemic racism all the damn time, and they're practicing it right now. Hey, but they don't see it. They don't see it that way. It's a ridiculous thing, man. I'm sorry. I'm
no, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Preach, brother.
Yeah.
Rissman should change his name to Male. Nick, you're pale, and I'll be stale.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just straight up racism, and it's so funny that these are the very people that will point their fingers and wag their fingers in your face. Say, oh, you're the racist. Because you didn't like, I can't even remember their name, the black chick from Obi-Wan. And I'm like,
Reva.
I didn't like her.
Reva.
Yeah, Reva. I didn't like Reva. I'm a black guy. Am I okay to not like her? Yeah. But if Nick doesn't like her, or if Coach don't like her, oh, they're racist. And it's like, no, that ain't it at all. This is a terrible character.
Yeah, terrible.
Golly.
Nobody was complaining about Lando back in the day.
Nobody had a problem with Lando. He's a great character.
Yeah.
And
nobody had a problem with Mace Windu.
And that leads us to the conversation. So when you can't get them there, they go, well, what about Kelly Marie Tran? What about Jar Jar Binks, Ahmad Best? What about? And I'm like, you guys just believe whatever. There are
We
no
still haven't seen
receipts.
Kelly Marie
There are
Tran
no
evidence.
receipts for those things. Those people were suffering because what happened to their career. The fact that Disney Star Wars was on their resume destroyed their resume. That's what they were upset about. They
Well,
weren't
from
fans knocking on Jake Lloyd's window, attacking him because he was Anakin for half of a movie. Who cares?
And to what DA was saying a minute ago with taking the names, you know, basically slapping the Star Wars name or Marvel or whatever, it's now at the point to where those names don't have the same pull because they've destroyed them.
Yes.
Right. The brand damage
That's
that
what
they've done.
with what name have they improved or kept the same? They've hurt every name.
Yeah.
Be careful what you
Doctor
say.
Who,
Be careful what you say,
Marvel,
Nick. They're going
Star
to come at
Wars.
you with that Choctaw magic. Be careful.
No, yeah,
Be
yeah.
really careful.
I am all the Choctaw.
I mean, it's just amazing. Like I said, the Hollywood, you know, the industry, filmmaking industry has completely torpedoed itself with ideology instead of just saying, yo, we just need to entertain people, you know, and sometimes the entertainment's going to be good. That's great. You know, we'll make stuff right now. But there's few things out there, you know, I can't remember. I was reading a tweet and I can't remember what tweet it was, but somebody was making this position. Who was it? Somebody was making the position that, you know, it's hard these days. It was George R.R. Martin. George R.R. Martin. He had a tweet saying, you know, everybody's negative now. Everybody that, you know, all of these YouTube channels that are out there. It used to be fun to be a geek and a nerd because you got together with fellow geeks and nerds and you just geeked out. You talked about the stuff that you loved. But now it seems like all the geeks want to do is talk about the stuff that they hate. And they don't really talk about the stuff they love anymore. And I'm like, well, there's less stuff to love, right? We don't have the stuff that we used to love. We can't love it no more because they destroyed
ruined it
it.
all.
Yeah. That's what I point. I can't find the tweet because I was looking for it for this conversation. I can't find it, but yeah, like
that's what we're doing. We're sitting here longing to talk about it because we love it again.
We want to be happy. I mean, we don't want to rip on Star Wars. Trust me, I don't want to rip on Star Wars. I don't want to rip on Marvel. I don't want to rip on these franchises.
I would much rather be sitting here praising it, going, "Oh my God, what was your favorite part? This was my favorite part. This scene was badass." Like,
can you imagine? And then speculating, oh man, I can't wait to see what happens with Mando season 4. What's coming up next?
Yeah.
We would be these channels they would still get the same energy and love that they get still, in my opinion, because we would be hyped. You know,
speculated for a year.
Yeah,
and we got Boba Fett.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Remember, he was teaming up with all the other bounty hunters, and who were we going to see, and what was going to happen?
Is Jango Boss going to show up? IG-88,
and then
that gum mother freaking Grogu shows up.
We got him chasing a droid in the kitchen, grabbing him by the neck when he finally catches him and says, "Do you know who I am?" That's what we got.
Yeah,
in the book of Boba Fett.
Oh, so bad. So
Nick,
bad.
why don't you tell us a little bit about Jedi training?
Yeah, so guys, I put a link. So this is a long article. There's a lot here. I put links to it in the chat. So definitely go check out this entire article because there's so much to cover. We could literally do a whole entire live stream on just this article. But let me share my screen here and show you guys. So this is what they call Jedi training, which stands for justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion training.
Oh my God, man!
And this is stuff that was sent to them. This is what insiders. This is real. This is real stuff. This isn't made up or anything. This is actual real stuff that's going on. The email stated your participation in the census is voluntary, and please be assured that all the information you provide will be kept strictly confidential. It will never be used in any way to reveal your identity. We are almost all questions about gender, race, sexual preference. So here they are. Here's the Jedi training. They have classes for it. Remember to put one of our upcoming Jedi trainings into your schedule. We encourage every ADG 800 member to take advantage of the training, which will be conducted through our partnership with Elevate Inclusion. Open to all members in good standing. RSVP now to the link below. And then here's the Art Directors Guild, a note from the National Executive Director, Chuck Parker, is currently conducting the Hollywood Commission Entertainment Survey to find ways to address systemic problems of bias and harassment in the workplace. The IATSE has recognized the prevalence of these occurrences and strongly encourages all members to take this survey. The value of the survey increases exponentially the more members participate. I've completed it myself in small amount of your time. To do the same would help the effort. It's important that as many members experience with navigating bias and harassment in the workplace as possible be truly reflected in the results. So you go down, and here's the self-identification survey, how to self-identify, indigenous, white, biracial, multiracial, other. You can specify female, male, non-binary, other. You know, you're starting to see this crap pop up on even normal job applications nowadays. How do you self-identify your sexual identity? Asexual, bisexual, heterosexual, gay, lesbian, queer, other. And it just, this is all the stuff that they're focusing on there. And they're having all these different training sessions, and they're basically like, it's like a form of what's that? It's like a form of brainwashing. They're programming all these people to believe what they're pushing here. That's why they're trying to push this. They're trying to push this kind of stuff into the school systems,
100%.
through all these companies and stuff. Like this is what they are trying to push out there. And Hollywood is doing the exact same thing. And that's just where we're at today.
That's
with all
ridiculous.
this. I mean, it's absolutely insane. But like I said, there's so much. How many pages is this article here? Let me see here. I want to say it's like 5 or 6 pages.
You know, there's a reason they have all those checkbox, because they're going to make sure that they hire people to be able to check all those checkboxes, such as the big whole, hoopla. And look, I'm not chastising. You could like or be whoever you want to be. I don't care. Just don't force it on me. Let my world stay the way that it is. But the British actress Abigail Thorne, 30 years old, in The Acolyte, she's transgender. She's a transgender actress. She has male genitalia.
I think she's a YouTuber by training also, right?
She
Isn't
is.
a YouTuber?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she is in that show already cast as a character. She'll be there. Well, The Acolyte's going to make dang sure that they have more checks than any other show.
Yeah.
That's all they've said in the press is how many checks they've checked. They haven't said one thing about the story. Every time they've made it a point.
Because the story isn't the story, right? The story isn't really what they care about. They care about.
Ironic is that the story is on the dark side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little symbolism there.
And so also in this article, they talk about sending in all these surveys and stuff that they have to send in with their time cards, so that these studios are able to cash in on tax incentives to prove how diverse that they're being. So that's another thing pushing it is the government is actually giving tax incentives for this crap.
Yeah.
The United States government is promoting this, and these people are cashing in on it. And so when I'm saying this comes down from the top, it comes down from the way top of the United States government.
And that's why we do not need to support Hollywood in any way.
Yeah.
And we need to seek entertainment elsewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to change. There's only one thing we could do. It has to totally fail. Burned all the way.
It's failing. Down. You're watching it fail. Look at the box office.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I honestly,
look, the movie, we're going to lose movie theaters. They will be gone forever.
Yeah. There's some already have closed for good.
Rissman's going to be sitting at Outback going, damn it, I can't even go to a movie.
Oh, they'll leave my AMC open just for me. You watch.
Yeah. The one of the guys who sent in these letters at the end said this corporate and political approach isn't art. Film used to be an art form. At least by shining a light on this ignorant approach to producing film, comic books, and other mediums, maybe at least we can do is make them feel ashamed by calling this insanity that divides us and diminishes the arts. Yeah, it's industry wide. It's culturally wide. I saw it starting in 2014. This guy said he started seeing this stuff back in 2014 when he started storyboarding. And in no way am I under the impression it's only happening to white males.
And if you refuse to change your lifestyle to where they could mark some of those check boxes for you, you were cast out. And it's been that way for decades.
So oddly enough, I just saw a movie on this topic, if you can believe it. I just saw American Fiction. I love Jeffrey Wright.
Great movie.
I love Jeffrey Wright. You saw it.
I saw it. Great movie.
The premise of the movie is he's a wonderful writer. He's not black enough. He's not writing black enough. And so the movie goes on. So he says, well, I can do this. He starts ghostwriting under a whole other name. And everything that happens from that point on is exactly topically what we've been talking about. They want to make his book. They're giving him millions of dollars, right? And he's getting frustrated. And he says, well, I'll fix them. He says, change the title of my book. They said, what do you want to change it to? He said, I want to change it to F.
The F word.
He's like, there's no way they'll make this book if I want it called F. The two white, yeah, we love it. We're going to do it. We're going to follow it. The movie is really, really well done, but it's everything. It has a really good family undertone as well, which I thought they did well. But on this topic, they put all of this on the table, and the audience loved it because it's real life, sadly. But highly, highly recommend the film. His performance was amazing. Had a really, really good time with it, but it's exactly on this topic.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you read on in this article, there's somebody from the music industry also who sat in board meeting with senior executives of in the music industry, and that's talking about this exact same stuff. The same stuff's happening there as well. And that's why
I'm just waiting for the lawsuits to start. Like, how long can they keep doing this before the lawsuits start hitting? You saw, I don't know if you guys saw the comment from Mark Cuban, where he was saying that he uses, race as a part of his hiring practices. And he, kind of thinks about that. And then somebody from the I think, what is it? The EESOC or something, EEOC, something, whatever, that organization that, deals with equal employment. They were like, yeah, you can't do that, Mark. You're out of line, brother. And you're probably going to be looking at some lawsuits, anybody that may have interviewed with Mark Cuban, for this guy to come out there and say, oh yeah, I take race into account when I'm hiring. Like, oh, really? Do you? Okay, yeah, these people might have some lawsuits. And I think a lot of cats in Hollywood probably got lawsuits, for, unfair hiring practices. You're looking at my race, somebody that's a white guy or somebody that's a man, you're just looking at my race instead of actually, considering the merits of my work, in terms of getting this particular job, whatever it, happens to be, not just director and writer, but, maybe somebody, working on a crew. I got a crew of white guys. Oh, well, we can't have a crew of white guys around here. Let's bring in another crew, or whatever. I just think it's disgusting. And it's the major problem that we got in entertainment right now. It's just been co-opted by a bunch of phony activists that don't really care about entertainment. They care about getting their message out there. That's all this stuff is about. It's just about a message. They could care less if you like the movie that they're making. As long as they have all the check boxes checked, they have the right people, showing up. Everything's good. We good with it. And we'll lose all the money and we'll destroy all these franchises. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to destroy Star Wars and Marvel and all of these. And then they're just going to hop to the next thing. They'll pick up video games next. The next thing is going to be video games, and they'll destroy
everything they can.
They're doing that. I mean, do you guys remember
they
backlash?
Are so blind, though. They don't see themselves as doing that. They think they're championing.
They're making the world a better place.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
it's sad.
and it's not.
Yes.
It's just dividing people. It's just making, they're creating division.
And that's the people, the elite people behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. That's what they want. They want this division. That is what they are pushing. The division helps keep people pushed down to where they are not paying attention. It's like the magician. Hey, keep an eye on this hand. Don't worry about what this hand over here is doing. And that's what the division does. It keeps people from seeing the real issues, the real problem.
Bingo. It's like, and I'm not even going to get political, but there's people out there in politics, and it's like, don't listen to their message. Don't listen to their points and their policies and the things that they want to bring. Don't listen to that. That person's a racist. Like, that's all they will say from now to until kingdom come. That person's a racist. That person hates this person. That person hates you. And that's it. And that's the message. And people vote based on that stuff. People will literally cast a vote based on the fact that did you hear what this person did? Have you actually looked at his policy? See, look at all the different things that this particular individual has done. No. I just heard he was racist. And, that's all I hear every night on CNN and MSNBC and all these other mainstream outlets. Yeah. So that's what I believe in. And I'm going to write down my vote. And then next thing you know, your country is absolutely getting overran by nonsense and it's just getting destroyed. Yep. And then you're wondering why. Yep. It's ridiculous.
This is why everybody out there in the chat, all of you and everybody that you guys really have to make people become free thinkers.
Yes.
And not just listen to what the media is pushing. Don't even listen to what we're saying. We're just throwing stuff out there and giving our opinions on it. Go research this stuff, yourself, and maybe you form a different opinion.
Amen. 100%.
But
I encourage everybody to do that, because I think the biggest thing is we've been taught, through the school systems, at work. You see it right now in Hollywood. They're teaching people how to think. Think this way. Instead of using your own mind, don't use your own mind. Your mind. Don't use that. Think this way. Here's how you think. So they promote all of this Jedi, DEI, CRT, whatever you want to call it. They promote all that stuff because they want to control the way you think. And if you don't think this way, you're a bad person. And so now everybody, well, shoot, I better get on board if I want to make this money. Or I better get on board if I want this job, And so that's what ends up happening. Everybody starts thinking one kind of way instead of everybody having different opinions. That's why, the diversity isn't a diversity of thought. It's a diversity of skin color. It's a diversity of genders. Instead of saying, well, what about I think this way, you think that way, you think another way. Let's figure out what we have in common and let's go forward.
The wokeness is just crazy. In the original Star Wars movie, Vader had the choke, right?
Yeah.
And then in the prequels, you had Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon with the Force push. Well, the Acolyte, we're getting 2 in the pinky, 1 in the stinky. It's happening.
Yeah.
It is happening.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the Last of Us 2? How well did that do? They completely destroyed that. Same thing's happening in gaming. Thank God the game that I am looking forward to most, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, is made over in Japan, where they do not buy into this crap. And it's already diverse. From when it first came out in 1997, it was a diverse group of characters in there, and nobody was complaining about it because it's all done right and with respect.
Gentlemen, great show.
Yeah,
this was great. DA, maybe a little iced tea. Get you some relaxation, my man. No, I love.
I'm about to go check out Argyle once we get out of here. I'm about to go see that Argyle movie.
Oh yeah. Oh,
say a prayer. Say a prayer first.
Coach just reminded me something. Da, have you ever had sweet tea?
Yeah.
Not real sweet tea.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
So it's so funny. The last time I was out in LA, me and my buddy were out partying all night and got up the next morning, was hitting up Burger King drive-through breakfast, and I ordered a sweet tea. That woman didn't know what I was talking about. She's like, sweet tea. She's like, we got like some cranberry tea or some other kind of tea. And my buddy looked at me and was like, dude, that's a Southern thing. Nobody knows about sweet tea here. And I was like, oh, my bad. Well, just give me a water.
I got you, Papa Palpatine, Pizza's Padawan. I'm finally learning how to say that.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a
finally
tongue
learning how to
twister.
say that.
Papa
Tongue
Palpatine's
twister.
Pizza Padawan.
I got you. I'm gonna do that right when I get out of the theater for sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm hearing it's not getting great reviews, so I don't know, but I'm going in with an open mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've had sweet tea. I got we got a Raising Cane's out here. That's what I always get when I get
Oh,
Raising
Raisin
Cane's.
Cane's is good.
Yeah.
So, Coach,
Yeah.
before we wrap it up, we got a few things stacked up here. We need a little bit of business we need to get through. Let's
Make
do
it so. In Star Trek, where
And
we're
you know
not
what
in.
super sticker it was? It was the keep it up.
Keep
You
it
know,
up.
the
Thank
chicken
you,
with
Scott.
the-
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Debbie Young 999. When I went to see The Wizard of Oz last week for the first time ever on the big screen, there was a huge clapping. It was actually very emotional for all age groups. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Talk
Wow, I
about
didn't even know that was that they were showing that back in theaters for a
limited,
short time.
really limited re-release.
That's
Okay.
awesome. Love that. Yep. What a treasure. What a
Yep.
treasure.
Classic.
Lou Capadonna. They infested all forms of entertainment. Comic books, TV, and movies are pushing identity politic narratives and checking boxes over entertaining. They are failing. Cinema, TV, and comics are dying.
Yep.
That is it.
100%.
There's going to be a lot of literature about this one day.
Yeah.
Books will be written.
Except they don't, Coach, you know this as well as I do. They stopped teaching history a long time. Stop teaching history.
I hadn't stopped. What are you talking about? Blood Guilty Gaming, $5. Facts, only 2 genders. Go
Download.
Go download Tom's new song, Facts, featuring Ben Shapiro.
Oh yeah, that's that
Yeah, I
rap
heard that.
song.
Yeah.
I've heard about it, but I haven't heard the song.
Tom rapped?
I don't think he's talking about I don't think he's talking about Tom from Midnight's Edge. He's talking about some other dude that I think rapped with Ben Shapiro.
Oh, because Tom does music.
Yeah.
I
He does.
thought he meant Midnight's Edge.
Yeah.
It's Tom McDonald.
He's clarifying.
McDonald,
Tom
yeah.
McDonald.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right. Awesome. We'll check that out. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, great show. Thank you all for being here. I hope that you had fun. I hope that you laughed. And remember, the Acolyte.
No, once was enough.
You got that in my mind now, bro.
I'm just assimilating.
Oh,
Yep. Also, real quick, guys, EBN cast tomorrow, 2:00 p.m. Central Time, with Robert Meyer Burnett. I still don't know if Mexican Iron Man will be there. I know he's going to be in Vegas, but Jonas J. Campbell from That Park Place and Loki from Loki's Mornings of Mischief will be there, as well as myself. So that should be a good show. Not sure what the topics are that we're going to hit on, but we might hit this Chris Gore article, because I'd actually like to get R&B's viewpoints on this, because he's in the industry. So he might know people that's saying the same things, and this might be some of the same stuff he's hearing and seeing. So yeah, we might throw this in and get R&B's take on this as well.
That could get interesting.
Yeah.
and by the way, Coach, 2 p.m. Central is 3 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, by the way, Rissman, you can kiss my ass. That's what you're here for, okay? You tell them when to be here. I don't know. All right.
We just show up. You tell them when to be here.
Love you guys. Thank y'all. See y'all next week. Or tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, tomorrow.
Y'all take care.
All right.
See you guys.
Trying to find.
I'll be here tomorrow.
There it is. All right. Bye. Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Doing the big one and us big Did it again. I checked the box. Get it? Get it? Rissman is male, Nick is pale, I'm stale. In the DA, is W Riz. Love you guys. We got to go. We got stuff to do. So, yeah.
Hello, my name's Tim Rose, and I'm with you here at Echo Base today. I've had a great time, and I played Admiral Akbar in Return of the Jedi, The Force Awakens, and finally in The Last Jedi. But the one thing that I seem to be remembered more than anything else is, it's a trap.